friends, welcome to Yogi.berg. I am super excited to be doing this 20-minute beginner style Vinyasa flow with you guys today. If you're here for the Instagram challenge, you are in the right place. If you're not here for the challenge and you're here just to get a good yoga flow in, welcome as well. I'm super excited to be doing this with you guys today, and I really hope you enjoy this practice. So let's get going. Okay, yogis, let's begin today's practice seated at the back of our mats. Let's begin with a deep inhale and exhale through your mouth. Let's do that one more time, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, but this time let's bring our arms up on our inhale. Let's meet our palms at the top, and on our exhale, bring them down to our heart. Close your eyes here and set an intention for your practice today. Let that intention be to let go of any and all expectations that you have for yourself. Let go of all the things that you need to do today or haven't done today. Let go of all that no longer serves you and just be here on your mat. Just be and let be, with no other thoughts than your inhale, your exhale, and the movement and flow of your body. Let's inhale one more time, bring your arms up over our head, meeting our palms right above our head, and exhaling them down to heart. Let's open those eyes and come to our all fours position. You want your shoulders directly over your wrists, and you want to be on your knees. We're going to do a cat-cow here, so what we're going to do is on our inhale, we will arch our back and look up towards the sky. And on our exhale, we will round out and look down to our mat. Let's do this a few times, inhaling and exhaling, and connecting your body with your breath. If you're feeling any tension or tightness in your back, inhale your breath directly to that spot and exhale that tension out. When you're ready and on an inhale, let's tuck our toes underneath and let's pull up, bringing our knees off of the mat, holding for just a moment before we push back with our hips very slowly into our downward facing dog. Now let's walk our dog just a little bit here. If you're more comfortable leaving your knees bent, please feel free to do so. And if you're walking your dog, let's bring one heel down at a time. Just getting a good stretch through our legs here. Let's bring both heels as close to the mat as we can and just take a few breaths here. On an inhale, we're going to take that right leg up to the sky. Let's stack our hips atop of one another and bend that right knee, bringing your heel towards your booty. You want your shoulders to remain aligned. Getting a good stretch here. Let's bring our right leg back up to the sky and let's bring it through in between our hands at the top of our mat. Drop your back knee to the ground and bring those arms up on an inhale. Push forward with that back hip, getting a good stretch for your hip flexor. We'll take a few breaths here. Before we exhale our hands down to the ground and push up and down into a triangle pose. Just getting a good stretch here. Try to keep your hips aligned. Excellent. On an exhale, let's bring our knee back down and our hands back up on our inhale. Into that low lunge pose. Now when you're ready and on your inhale, I want you to push through those back toes and lift that back knee off the ground into your high or crescent lunge. Take a few deep breaths here, sinking into your hips. On an exhale, bring your hands down, frame your foot, push that foot back. Now we're gonna take our chaturanga dandasana or our vinyasa flow. So what you wanna do is either keep that foot elevated and come down, bring your foot down into a plank and then take your chaturanga dandasana. Or if you're a beginner, we're gonna go knees, chest, chin, and then inhale up into our upward facing dog. Now depending on what level you're at in your own practice, you can bring those legs up off the ground or you can keep them on the ground. Let's exhale up into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, move as you need to. And then let's send that left leg up. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Bend your left knee towards your booty with your heel. Just take a few breaths here, trying to keep your shoulders aligned. Excellent. Now let's bring that left leg back up to the sky and then through in between your legs, in between your arms at the top of the mat. Let's bring that back leg down and inhale our arms to the sky. Again, pushing through that back hip, getting a good stretch for your hip flexor. We'll stay here for a few breaths before we exhale our hands down to the ground and inhale up into that triangle pose. Now, depending on your comfort, your flexibility here, you can come with that that right heel up off the ground like so. You can even come a little closer and down with that heel on the ground, whatever is most comfortable for you in this pose. This is your practice. Remember to tailor it to yourself. Let's come back down on an exhale and inhale our arms back sky high. Now on an inhale, push through those back toes, bring that back knee off the mat into your high or crescent lunge. Sink down into those hips and just take a few breaths with me here. On an exhale, bring your hands down, framing your foot back, and take your chaturanga dandasana flow, however is most comfortable for you. Exhale on your way down. Inhale into your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's take a few breaths here before we get into our next flow. And what we're going to do is just expand on the flow that we've already done. Let's take that right leg sky high, stack the hips, and bend your knee and bring your heel towards your booty. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, we can flip our dog into a wild thing. This is an advanced pose, so please be careful as you try this out for yourself. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to our mat. Bring that right leg straight up to the sky and then through in between our hands. Now this time, let's just breathe our arms up into our crescent lunge. Now from here, we're going to go into what's called a warrior two. All I want you to do is turn your back leg so that your heel and your toes can be on the ground. They should be facing almost 90 degrees from the front of you. Now that front toe and knee is still facing forward. You're going to cartwheel those arms so they're out to either side. Your gaze should be straight in front of you. Beautiful. Hold that leg strong. Now, on an exhale, we're going to cartwheel our arms back, bringing that back arm down our leg and that top arm up over our head for a peaceful warrior. On an inhale, let's come forward, bringing that front elbow to your knee and that back arm up over your head. For a more advanced stretch, you You can bring that front arm down, and you can even take your bind where you take this top arm back around your back, this bottom arm through your leg, meeting your hands behind you. Whatever's most comfortable for you, take that pose today. Let's inhale, cartwheeling our arms back into that peaceful warrior. If you're comfortable here and you want to take a little bit more of an advanced version, you can bring this back arm around your back and onto your leg and push back. On an exhale, let's cartwheel those arms down, framing the foot, bringing your foot back, and taking your chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few moments to just catch your breath here. And then let's take that left leg up to the sky. Let's stack our hips, bringing that heel towards your booty when you bend your knee. And if you want to take that more advanced version, let's flip our dog into our wild thing. Wonderful. Let's come back to our mat. Bringing that left leg up to the sky and bringing it through to the top between your hands. On an inhale, let's bring those hands up into your high or crescent lunge. Hold here for just a moment before you flip that back foot again, opening up those arms, gazing to the front, to your front middle finger. And we're in our warrior two. On an inhale, let's come back into our peaceful warrior. And let's inhale back to the front. With that front elbow resting on your leg, that back arm coming up over your head so you have that side body stretch. If you're a little more advanced, you can bring that hand down to the ground. And if you're even more advanced, you can bring that top arm behind you, that bottom arm through your leg, and bring your hands together in a bind. Again, whatever is most comfortable for you here. All right, let's come back up with our elbow on top of our knee. Inhale, cartwheel back into that peaceful warrior, bringing your arm around your back and onto your leg if you're more advanced. And on an exhale, cartwheel those arms down to the ground. Frame your foot, bring your foot back, and take your chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful. And we're just going to do that exact same thing, but even quicker this time. Remember to stay connected to your breath. Ready, right foot up. Stack the hips. Come back to your straight leg. Bring your leg through between your hands and come up into your crescent lunge. Let's flip that back leg, cartwheel those arms into warrior two. Inhale back into your peaceful warrior. Another inhale, we're coming forward into whatever version you'd like to take of this pose. Inhale, cartwheel those arms back into your peaceful warrior. And on an exhale, cartwheel them down, frame the foot, bring your foot back, and take your chaturanga dandasana. Exhale back into the downward facing dog when you're ready. Take a moment here to catch your breath. And then let's go into the other side. Raise that left leg up to the sky. Stack your hips, bending your knee and bringing your heel towards your booty. Here for just a moment before we straighten that leg out again, bringing it forward between your hands and coming up on an inhale into your crescent lunge. On an inhale, let's flip into our warrior two. A few breaths here before we inhale back into our peaceful warrior. Let's cartwheel those arms forward, coming into whatever version of this is comfortable for you. Just a few breaths here before we release, and cartwheel those arms back into your peaceful warrior. On an exhale, let's cartwheel those arms down to the ground, frame your foot, bring your foot back into a plank position and take your flow. Exhale on the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here before you look to the top of your mat, looking at your hands. Bend your knees and either hop or step forward between your hands. Let's come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, straightening that back. Exhale, back down into your forward fold. Now slowly and with control, let's bring our booties down to the ground and come into an easy pose with our legs crisscrossed. On an inhale, let's bring our arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, let's take this right elbow down to the ground and bring that left arm up over your head. It should be a beautiful stretch for this side body here. Make sure that both of your sit bones are still on the ground. Take a few breaths here before we inhale and come to the other side. Now, if it's difficult for you to keep both sit bones on the ground with your elbow on the ground, feel free to come up just a little bit off your elbow, just like so. Of course, facing this way to help you get that side body stretch. Let's inhale back to the other side. Focus on your breath, and let's intentionally decrease our heart rate. Focusing just on yourself, on your inhale and exhale, and on your body. If you have any tight or tense places, especially in that side body, inhale directly into it and exhale that tension away. Let's inhale, coming back to the other side. Just taking a few breaths here. Beautiful. Now when you're ready, let's extend our legs. On an inhale, bring those arms straight up. And on an exhale, let's take a forward fold. Now it's important here that we bend from our hips, not from our back. So make sure when you come forward, your back is straight and you're coming down. Now if you need to reach for your knees, please do. If you're reaching for your ankles, wonderful. You can reach up over the top of your feet, or you can bring your arms around, gripping them together, holding your wrists and folding forward. You should feel a little bit of a strain here, but you should not be completely uncomfortable or in pain. Just giving yourself a little bit of a stretch through those legs. With every exhale, allow yourself to fall deeper and deeper into the stretch. Focusing solely on your breath and the way your body feels. Listen to her or him, giving your body exactly what it needs. Remembering to breathe, inhaling into those tight or tense spots and exhaling that tension away. Let's inhale back up And very slowly, either with your hands on the ground or just falling straight back, very slowly with a hollow back, lay all the way down on your mat. Let's bring our arms down with our palms facing towards the sky. Bring your feet about hip width, shoulder width apart, and then let those toes fall outwards. We're going to take our final pose of this practice today, our Shavasana. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take your thoughts, your energy, all of it inward. Just allow yourself to be here. Release any thoughts that no longer serve you, any energy that no longer serves you. Start to feel yourself relax, relaxing with your mouth and your tongue, relaxing down through your fingers, through your legs and through your toes. Focusing solely on inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Those thoughts that do come into your head, just let them go. Let yourself be. Now is the time to be and let be. Allow yourself to let go of that negativity or any dark thoughts, emotions, or energies that have crept in. Allow yourself total and complete relaxation. Allow yourself to melt into your mat, to melt into the ground below your mat, to melt into the earth, to feel its energy, its light, its love. Allow yourself this restful, peaceful moment. Your soul deserves this. Your mind deserves this, and your body deserves this. Slowly, let's begin to bring awareness back to our body. Start by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Let's take our arms up over our head and extend through our toes and our fingers, allowing ourselves a full body stretch. You can bend your knees, bringing your feet onto the ground and rolling to whichever side is most comfortable for you in your fetal position. Slowly and comfortably, let yourself come up into your seated position on your mat. And bring your hands to your knees, inhaling and exhaling. Come back to your intention for this practice, to let go of any and all expectations that you've set for yourself, to forget all that you have to do, haven't done, or will do for the day, to just allow yourself to be and let be. Let's inhale our arms up to the sky, collecting all that positive energy that we have just created. Meeting your palms at the top and bringing them down on an exhale to your third eye chakra, right in between your eyebrows. Inhale that energy before bringing your palms down to your heart. Let's take one more big inhale, bringing our arms up to the sky, meeting our palms at the top, and bringing our hands down to heart. Thank yourself for being here today. Let gratitude and love overwhelm you. You've done this today. You've given yourself this time to not only move your body, but to let in positive and light energy and thoughts. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for doing this for yourself. I send light, love, and blessings to you. Namaste.